Hey Ro, it's great to see you and big congratulations on getting your MCC. I'm so excited and you look really excited too.
I am. It's pretty amazing, really. You work to it for a while and then it actually happens. So incredible.
Well done. So tell me, why did you decide to go for your MCC and why now?
Well, it's one of those interesting stories because we've got the Global Coaching Institute. A requirement is that to run a coach training program, there needs to be an MCC on faculty. And so that was really the push. We talk with clients about push and pull forces. It was a push for me. And it just proved to be an amazing journey, really unexpectedly so, really. It was so rich for me.
So when you first got news about your MCC, what were some of your first emotions?
I remember laughing. So that must have been a release, right? But I think it's still sinking in. I think two things happen. One is I actually think that before you're examined by somebody externally or bestowed something like MCC, you actually have to be it inside yourself anyhow for quite a while. That's a philosophy I've always had. But now that I've passed the threshold, there's this new question of what does it mean? So I think it's sinking in, and what then are my new commitments to the profession, especially.
How did you celebrate?
Oh, the French champagne came out, and I'm really looking forward to catching up with a number of friends and colleagues who made the journey with me over the next few weeks. And I'll be having lunch with Belinda McInnes, who was my coach mentor. So very much looking forward to actually seeing her face to face.
Wow, fantastic. Having been with you earlier in the year out at Belinda's, it was so much fun. And you're the first of the awesome foursome.
Well, that's right. And actually, I owe a big debt of gratitude to you, because it was you who said, let's get going on this journey. Let's do it together. And doing it together made a huge difference, actually being connected with my peers and not feeling as though I had to handle this alone. Yeah.
And Ro, as you went through that journey of getting your MCC, what was the number one learning about yourself as a coach?
The number one learning was to let go. The number one learning was to really believe in myself, because I'd given myself 3 months to do it for various technical reasons. And it was just surrendering and letting go and saying either I'm coaching at an MCC standard or I'm not. And that was incredibly liberating.
So, doing MCC sounds like it's such a big mountain to climb. What was the biggest challenge you faced and how did you work through it?
I think that there was an aha moment for me, and I realized that I was trying to examine myself, if you like. So as I got really serious about it, I started to notice I was doing things like asking closed questions, and it was like, I teach about this all the time. How can I be falling into this practice? And the aha moment was that at the same time there was an examiner sitting there with a pen and a marker saying, have you done this, have you done that? Which is a really reduced way of thinking, right? So when I realised that my job was just to coach and to bring my work and to have others sort of evaluate it, that's when my coaching completely opened up again. So that was my biggest learning. It's like, stop critiquing yourself. The inner critic had to go quiet for a while, and just let others give you feedback.
Thank you. What do you know now about going through your MCC credentialing that you wish you knew at the beginning?
that it was way easier than I had imagined. You know, I think there's a bit of talk out there about how tricky it is, how many times you have to go for it. You know, it's like torture. I have to say it wasn't like that. It was actually really easy and really straightforward. It was in here that was the jungle gym.
What advice would you give to someone who's considering progress to MCC? Besides, just go for it.
Yeah, two things. Like I would say to any coach, just do all that documentation, do your recording and your capturing of your signatures and permissions, but also find a coach mentor and a peer group to work with you along the way.
One of the things that I've noticed about MCCs that I've met kind of settle into, there's almost a Zen-like kind of feel.
Absolutely. It's both, I guess the crucible itself brings up all our fears, whatever our vulnerability or Achilles heel is, like what a beautiful invitation. And it is the Zen-like quality when you're being asked to coach at a level where you drop all the props and stuff, the tricks, the cleverness, you know, that you've relied on till now. All there is to be is to be. You don't have to be 100% perfect to be MCC. That's not what mastery is about, because it's fake and it's unattainable. And I think understanding that also really helped as well.
So what's next for Ro?
Two things. I'm keen to do more writing on leadership and the question of how we build greater power intelligence. I'm keen to do more teaching and writing and also supporting the work of other colleagues like Julie Diamond, who I think is really incredible, the work she's done in this space. So my question is really, how do we get that thinking out there around how we use power well, and how do we help leaders to cultivate a level of personal power that matches the authority bestowed on them by their role? That's what's juicy for me at the moment.
Great. Well, thank you very much. And, you know, I wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you in various places in the next little while. So thank you very much, Ro.
We'll have to have an MCC practice session for the folks who are on that path now. It would be great to catch up with you.
We will need to do that. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Grace.